Imagine a world where anyone from the middle of a desert to the top of a mountain can access high-speed internet just by pointing a small dish at the sky. No cables, no cell towers, just fast, reliable internet from space. That's the future Elon Musk and SpaceX are building with Starlink, a revolutionary satellite internet project aiming to connect every corner of the Earth. And how does it actually work? But what is Starlink really? Let's break it down. Instead of a few distant satellites, it uses thousands of small satellites placed much closer to Earth, in what's called low Earth orbit, or LEO. These satellites orbit at around 550 kilometers, making them about 65 times closer than traditional systems. It's not just any dish. It's a smart phased array antenna that automatically aligns itself with the best satellite overhead. Once it locks on, it communicates with the satellite, which then beams your data to a ground station, connects it to the global internet, and routes it back to you, all in milliseconds. The result is much lower latency, faster connections, and global coverage. Traditional satellite internet providers use a small number of satellites, usually in geostationary orbit, about 35,000 kilometers above the Earth. That's the largest satellite constellation in history, and it's growing fast. This causes high latency, slow speeds, and poor coverage. It's being used in Ukraine to maintain connectivity in war zones. It's already helping farmers, scientists in the Arctic, and students in rural Africa access education and tools previously out of reach. At its core, Starlink is a satellite-based internet system. But it's unlike any satellite internet service the world has seen before. Starlink takes a completely different approach. But how do all these satellites talk to your home? That means instead of relying on ground stations, satellites can send data to each other in space, at the speed of light, creating a space-based mesh network. This allows coverage in remote areas, oceans, and even battlefields, where ground infrastructure doesn't exist. That's good enough for video calls, gaming, streaming, 4K content, and running businesses in places that previously had no service at all. In response, SpaceX has made newer satellites darker and less reflective to reduce visibility. When you subscribe to Starlink, you get a sleek dish, officially called a user terminal. While launching rockets is expensive, building a global internet service could generate billions annually, helping fund future missions to the Moon and Mars. In fact, Elon Musk has said Starlink is essential to SpaceX's goal of making humanity multiplanetary. But here's where it gets even more futuristic. Starlink is now deploying laser links between satellites. Let's talk numbers. As of now, Starlink has over 6,000 satellites in orbit and is approved to launch over 12,000, with proposals to scale up to 42,000 satellites in the long term, and building the infrastructure for a future where everyone, everywhere can be online. And it's not just about internet for homes. Starlink is being integrated into boats, planes, military vehicles, disaster response, and even remote hospitals. But building a space internet isn't without challenges. Space debris. With thousands of satellites, the risk of collisions and space clutter is real. SpaceX mitigates this by equipping each satellite with autonomous collision avoidance systems and orbit capabilities, so they burn up in the atmosphere at the end of their life. Astronomy impact. Starlink satellites have been criticized for interfering with telescopes. Regulatory hurdles. Starlink must get approval in every country it operates in, which can slow down expansion. So how fast is Starlink? Speeds vary based on location and congestion, but users often report download speeds between 50 megabits per second and 250 Mbps, with latency as low as 20 milliseconds. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Starlink isn't just a side project. It's a financial engine for SpaceX. In short, Starlink isn't just about faster internet. It's about connecting humanity. It's unlocking potential. From deep forests to distant planets, Starlink is laying the groundwork for the next phase of global connectivity. And it's doing it from space. Like and subscribe to help the channel grow bigger. Cheers.